special way. Let her take your hand and ease you on your way. Let the mother hold you all your days. Let the Father guide you. Let him in your heart. Let his precious love lead you through the dark. Let his light shine, and he will take your part. Let the Father guide you. Let him in your heart. Let the Spirit heal you. Let it know your name. Let the Spirit heal you. Let it know your name. Let your spirit rise and make your soul aflame. Let the Spirit heal you. Let it know your name. Let the Mother hold you all your days. Let her hold you close in her special way. Let her take your hand and ease you on your way. Let the Mother hold you all your days. Let the Mother hold you all your days. Let the Mother hold you all your days. For you I sing, the light that brings the voices of the children, of golden leaves on bending trees, the wind that blows them over. across the hills and canyons wide to touch the water flowing, and all along the mountainsides beyond the fields of clover. For you I sing the colors bright, dancing on the rainbow that moves across the darkened sky, the bridge that crosses over to all the places we have been, to those whose love has carried us like the birds who rise on wings through the clouds and over. For you I sing the light that brings the voices of the children. For you I sing the colors bright, dancing on the rainbow. For you I sing, for you I sing, for you I sing the rainbow.
And this is how I think I felt when I was nursing. I could picture me as the mother. If she had her at home, she'd be singing, "Don't cry,
Yeah.
don't cry."
Yeah.
What I wanted to do is to be in a nurse and give back to those that need it as I received the whole 50-some years that I witnessed.
Don't cry, baby, give me a smile. Your mama will be here in a little while. Don't cry, baby, I love you so. Let's go to sleep, let's go. Don't cry, baby, give me a smile. Your mama will be here in a little while. Don't cry, baby, I love you so. Let's go to sleep, let's go. To a place that's soft and sweet, lay down your sleepy head, right where the angels meet, at the foot of your bed. So don't cry, baby, give me a smile. Your mama will be here in a little while. Don't cry, baby, I love you so. Let's go to sleep, let's go. Don't cry, baby, give me a smile. Your mama will be here in a little while. Don't cry, baby, I love you so. Let's go to sleep, let's go. There's a place that's safe and warm, rock-a-bye, baby, bye. Soon you'll be in mama's arms, so close those sleepy eyes. Don't cry, baby, give me a smile. Your mama will be here in a little while. Don't cry, baby, I love you so. Let's go to sleep, let's go. Don't cry, baby, give me a smile. Your mama will be here in a little while. Don't cry, baby, I love you so. Let's go to sleep, let's go. Let's go to sleep, let's go. Let's go to sleep, let's go.
Thank you.
Hello,
I am the Reverend Karen G. Johnston, and I have the great pleasure to serve the Unitarian Society, a Unitarian Universalist congregation. You can find us in East Brunswick. My pronouns are she and her. And this summer, we join together in the spirit of renewal. May we all feel a deep and abiding connection to our interdependent nature and to that web of existence of which we are a part.
Hi, I'm the Reverend Anne Marie Alderman. She, her, hers. I serve the congregation that used to be in Plainfield, now in Fanwood, First Unitarian of New Jersey, and the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Somerset Hills, located in Somerville. This summer we join together in the spirit of renewal. May we actually come together as congregations in New Jersey, reaching out to each other.
Hi, I'm Reverend Allison Miller, she, her, hers, and I serve the Morristown Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. This summer, we join together in the spirit of renewal. May we grow more creative, compassionate, and resilient in this time of reimagining and reconstructing how we build our communities and our faith.
Hello, I'm the Reverend Andre Cornelia Mall, pronouns she, they. I'm the minister from Central Unitarian Church in Paramus. This summer we join together in the spirit of renewal. May we take this time to reconnect with what is important in our lives. And may this nourish our spirits for the days ahead.
Hello, I'm Tuli Patel, she, her, hers.
Reverend Robin Tanner, she, her, hers. Reverend Emily Bacchus, she, her, hers.
Together, we are the leadership team at Beacon Unitarian Universalist Congregation in Summit, New Jersey.
This summer, we join in the spirit of renewal.
Together, may we magnify Unitarian Universalism
and be a beacon unto the world.
I am the Reverend Craig Rubano, he, him, his, minister at the UU Congregation of Monmouth County.
I am Michelle Mackenzie Creech, she, her, hers, Credential Director of Family Ministry.
And I am Louise Chernosky, she, her, hers, Music Director.
This summer, we join together in the spirit of renewal.
May we create multi-generational community,
finding multiple platforms for our connections,
so that all might live into the awesome, diverse power of we.
Our words for lighting the chalice. Important is how we gather, not that we gather. If we gather and are unkind or dishonest or self-serving, there seems little reason to gather. But if we pay attention to how we gather, how we care for one another, how we live into our interdependence, how we live out our values, then our gathering has deep meaning. It is in this how that we find the heart of covenant, a promise and a commitment to a common good and a greater purpose, returning again and again and again when we stumble, make mistakes, hurt one another, fall short. It is here we come to know body, spirit, mind, the deep truth of our interdependence. I now light the chalice. A light in dark times. A beacon of hope in hard times. A signal of resistance against evil. Our symbol of Unitarian Universalism. It is good we gather.
Open the window, children. Open the window now. Open the window, children. Open the window, let the dove fly in. Open the window, let the dove fly in.
Mama and Papa are fighting like snakes.
Open the window, let the dove fly in.
Baby is a crying like her heart will break.
Open the window, let the dove fly in. Open the window, children. Open the window now. Open the window, children. Open the window, let the dove fly in. Open the window, let the dove fly in.
Neighbors lock their doors, build fences so high.
Open the window, let the dove fly in.
Don't see what's to discover on the other side.
Open the window, let the dove fly in. Open the window, children. Open the window now. Open the window, children. Open the window, let the dove fly in. Open the window, let the dove fly in.
Borders round countries, borders round the sky.
Open the window, let the dove fly in.
The only border close you is the border round your mind.
Open the window, let the dove fly in. Open the window, children. Open the window now. Open the window, children. Open the window, let the dove fly in. Open the window, let the doves fly in.
Our story today is called The Back Scratcher and Our Fall from Grace, written by David Bombaugh. The Fall from Grace, the great disruption of primordial order, the original sin, had nothing to do with eating apples or talking to snakes. No, the instrument of our fall was a wooden back scratcher. You know, that piece of wood that's bent at the end so one can reach the unreachable spot. There between the shoulder blades, down a little bit lower, up just a little bit, there where the most persistent itch always takes up residence. The wooden back scratcher has evolved quite a bit since those days, but before that simple infernal device, we, like all our primate kin, depended on others to do for us what we could not do for ourselves. You scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. Before the back scratcher, before that simple infernal tool, we needed each other to scratch the unreachable itch. The wooden back scratcher dissolved the bonds of reciprocity, unloosened the ties of community, and tempted us to believe in our own godlike self-sufficiency. And there God walked in the cool of the garden and saw the primate standing alone. "What have you done," God asked, "that you stand alone?" "I found a back scratcher," said the beast, "and now I need no one." "Poor beast," said God. "Now you must leave this garden. In Eden, no one stands alone. Each depends on the others." And thus began our wandering, our pacing up and down the earth, scratching our own itches, pretending that self-sufficiency, trying to ignore the persistent sense of loss, the vague yearning for primordial order, a world where you scratched my back and I scratched yours. A wooden back scratcher is poor compensation for the gentle touch of a living hand. And so our story ends.
I invite us to gather our joys and sorrows and bring them together into a time of prayer. As candles are lit, may they speak to what you carry on your heart this day. Those things that weigh you down, as well as those things that buoy your spirits. Come into this intentional time of meditation. A candle awaits each one of us gathered, and the light created shines love on all assembled. Spirit of life, God of our hearts, we emerge from a time where our connections have been brought into stark relief. We newly understand, in a time of pandemic contagion, that our interdependence can lead to division and mistrust, or to a radical love that seeks relative safety for all. May our beings be filled with that love today. May fear and self-interest be supplanted by trust and equity. We pray today for the safety of all in our country, that our public servants might be filled with courage, that we might attain new grasps on that more perfect union so long dreamed of and so long deferred. let us open our minds and hearts to the needs of others and to our own true desires, adding our voices to the song of freedom and interconnectivity that is the hum of the universe. The breath of one is the breath of all. The freedom of one is the freedom of all. And the pain of one is the pain of all. Hear now the voices of each of our hearts as we speak into the silent space created by our shared intentions. Amen.
Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Mystery. What are we? Life where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Life where are we going? Where are we going? What are we? Life where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Life is a riddle and a mystery. Where are we going? Where do we come from? Mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery, mystery. Life is a riddle and a mystery. Mystery. Where do we come from? Life is a riddle and a mystery. Where are we going? Life is a riddle and a mystery. Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? Mystery. What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where are we going? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come? What are we? Where are we going? Where are we going? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going?
Our congregations are theologically diverse religious communities open to all who are in accordance with our principles, missions, and visions. We welcome explicitly, lavishly, people of all sexual orientations and gender identities, all racial and ethnic backgrounds, as we strive to be and become true multicultural communities. All ages, as we know the human condition is emboldened at all stages by spiritual journeying, seeking and finding and seeking ever still. It is in the spirit of such journeying that we now practice generosity, however each of our congregations invites us, for it is essential to our spiritual growth individually and collectively. However it is you practice generosity, may it spark your heart, may it heal the world.
The Reverend Karen and I are reflecting on interdependence today, refracted through our story Wisdom for this morning, as written by David Bumbaugh. The fall from Edenic bliss, a result of the emergence of the wooden back-scratcher, precipitating a shift from communal maintenance to the kinds of individualism that breed oppressions of many stripes. While most of what is in the current 7 principles, our UU Association of Congregations covenant to promote and affirm, were drawn directly from the language in the original purposes written at the 1961 consolidation of Unitarianism and Universalism. The 7th principle, respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part, was not. Our 7th principle emerged from consensus on the floor of the General Assembly in 1984 that it was a needed addition. It was seen as a corrective framing principle pillar to the opening pillar of the first principle declaring the worth and dignity of each human being. To the first was added the 7th, a pillar of respect for the all. The independence that was so central in the founding language of this country was also found in Unitarianism's congregational polity, a form of governance that makes each congregational body a ruling entity of its own. Yet congregational polity was always envisioned in the context of community, self-rule in association with other congregations. The way forward was never intended to be independent, but rather interdependent. We have seemed to require periodic reminding of this communal web at the heart of our faith movement. Perhaps we should celebrate Interdependence Days from time to time. Over the years since the early 1980s, the 7th principle has come to be seen as embracing a ministry of the earth. And stewardship of the planet and beyond certainly does come into play. But the interdependent web envisioned by the 7th principle is more than environmental awareness. And the reduction of this pillar principle to ecosystem, such as in the 7 principles song, "We Care for Earth's Lifeboat," does a disservice to the profound truth at its heart. The 7th principle is meant to bridge the gulf between individualistic and communitarian visions, to be a force against the tyrannies of us versus them that pit one against another. Indeed, it is meant to transport us out of ourselves to that greater oneness, to the creative force of the universe, and to draw us into a social understanding that would mandate our working to dismantle all of the isms that individualism spawns. In fact, if we really believed that we individuals were all part of an interdependent web, there would be no need for an 8th principle. For we would be constantly preserving collectives that contain us by working against anything that would draw us inequitably apart. The emergence of an 8th principle, which we at UU Monmouth County adopted in March as a lens for everything we do, compels us beyond principle holding toward actions of oppression dismantling, asking that we again take the twin principled 1st and 7th pillars to heart. I look forward to working alongside our congregation and in association with our UU neighboring bodies to bring the spirit of the 8th principle to the fore in the years ahead. Our Lincroft collaboration with East Brunswick today is a lovely reminder of the ties of community, the loss of which is mourned in Bumbaugh's parable rewriting. But I take some issue with the literalization of the proverbial "you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours" nature of the transactional community he describes as originary. A communal vision of interdependence that contains us all perhaps would be described better by a covenantal vision of ensuring equitable access to itch relief. I think of my goats, not typically models of sharing, mind you, but who take turns wearing grooves in segments of fencing or tree bark covering to enable the most efficient back, side, and front scratching possible. Not so much "you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours," then, as let us covenant to work together to co-create circumstances that allow equitable access for itches to be scratched in community. Covenantal community is not contractual. A covenant leaves room for chance and change. It is an act of co-creation, building on shared intention through relationship, with forgiveness built in. It takes all of us to be the we aspire to be, ever widening our circles of concern and our love and our commitment, living into the interdependence at the heart of the faith movement we carry forward together. Always together, always touching that which is larger than any one of us or the sum of our parts. May it be so.
As we emerge from the height of the pandemic, as we see what might be the light at the end of the tunnel, which is basically an off-ramp into no longer pandemic but now endemic times, learning how to coexist with this terrible virus, we have learned in mind and body that breath is of an interdependent nature. There was a time when someone else's breath could inadvertently kill, and so we locked down. There was a time when we figured out that to mask our breath was not just self-protective, but protective of those around us, known and loved by us, and strangers to whom we extended our care. And we think we learned that lesson. But can we, creatures of short memories and ever-shortening attention spans, retain the wisdom? Or do we have to learn that lesson again and again? If I were a betting person, I would wager on again and again. True fact. I asked Santa and got in my stocking last Christmas a set of 4 extendable back scratchers. I love them. I have them all around the house. And there are times when I am so pleased to have one nearby. Interdependent, interconnected, interwoven. Reverend Craig talked about how the 7th principle came out of a consensus process on the floor of the 1984 General Assembly, a corrective to our ongoing, sometimes lurid love affair with the first principle. I wasn't there. I didn't come into Unitarian Universalism until a decade later. And so I wonder what the conversations were like. I wonder how they chose the words they did. I think I understand why they didn't choose interwoven, as poetic of a word as it is.
But I have been wondering why they chose interdependent rather than interconnected. And I have been wondering if there is a message to us, the spiritual descendants of those wise ones who help the imbalance in our faith move towards balance. Personally, I'm a big fan of the concept of interconnectedness. More and more, my understanding of how the world and the universe works is moving away from any kind of a mechanized view to a Gaian view, a living systems view, that this planet, this earth, is alive, and that I and you and all of you are a part of the aliveness, not a part, but a part, a participant, connected, interconnected. So I wonder why not interconnected? I wonder why interdependent? Dependence, not connection. I wonder if there is a deeper message in that choice, a message that there is a lesson that we who are steeped in individualism must learn, not only over and over, but often the hard way over and over. A lesson about what Bumba called believing in our own godlike self-sufficiency. I'm familiar with a version of, it's embarrassing to say godlike self-sufficiency, but I suppose that's where it is. Just not all that long ago, my kids and I celebrated the 20-year anniversary of our adoption. I adopted them when they were quite young. They're now 25 and 27. 20 years ago, they were two traumatized little kids in the foster care system, and I was a single parent doing my best. And I was used to my best being more than good enough. So I thought it would be hard, but I could do it on my own. And I was blessed to be a part of a UU congregation that had way more foster parents and way more adoptive parents than the general population. Plus, my kids ended up in a sweet, wonderful, hippy-dippy school that was focused on community building. So the helping village was available to me if I could let go of that godlike self-sufficiency delusion. It was hard. I know I'm not alone in being a person who loves to help, but is much more ambivalent about being helped. For many of us, we like the idea of interdependence when someone else is the dependent, not when it's us. I guess I kind of wanted a wooden or metal telescopic back scratcher parenting style, available when it was convenient for me to use it, allowing me to be in control of when I asked for help. But there was a reality I could not avoid. Not only could I not go it alone, but I couldn't even reciprocate when people offered to help, and that was painful. I had to depend on the kindness of others without the possibility of being able to pay them back. That level of dependence is what both slayed me and saved me. Saved me and my kiddos. Given my nature, temperament, and human nature, I find that I must learn this lesson again and again. And I see it in other humans. I see it in you humans. And where there is repetition, there is a chance for spiritual practice. The moment to decide whether the saving interdependence of our faith is just pretty words, or the living reality endemic in our lives, here for us to find our ways to coexist with, coexisting with its simultaneous slaying and saving qualities. May we honor the interdependence of our very lives. Amen.
Sometimes in our lives we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if I have things you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. If there is a load you have to bear that you can't carry, I'm right up the road. I'll share your load if you just call me. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on.
For our closing, prayerful words of the Reverend Larry Foy. We dream of a country where the politics of fear, white supremacy, and American nationalism are supplanted by diversity, equity, equality, inclusion, freedom, and justice. We dream of a country where native-born and naturalized citizen, immigrant and migrant, neighbor and stranger, host and foreigner, young and old, straight and gay, and where blacks, browns, Asians, whites, and indigenous people of the land strive to live peacefully together in view of our common humanity and interdependence. May we go in peace to build the interdependent world about which we dream. Amen.
the mother hold you all your days. Let her hold you close in her special way. Let her take your hand and ease you on your way. Let the mother hold you all your days. Let the Father guide you. Let him in your heart. Let his precious love lead you through the dark. Let his light shine, and he will take your part. Let the Father guide you. Let him in your heart. Let the Spirit heal you. Let it know your name. Let the Spirit heal you. Let it know your name. Let your spirit rise and make your soul aflame. Let the Spirit heal you. Let it know your name. Let the mother hold you all your days. Let her hold you close in her special way. Let her take your hand and ease you on your way. Let the mother hold you all your days. Let the mother hold you all your days. Let the mother hold you. Hold For you I sing, the light that brings the voices of the children, of golden leaves on bending trees, the wind that blows them over, across the hills and canyons wide, to touch the water flowing, and all along the mountainsides, beyond the fields of clover. For you I sing, the colors bright, dancing on the rainbow that moves across the darkened sky, the bridge that crosses over to all the places we have been, to those whose love has carried us like the birds who rise on wings through the clouds and over. For you I sing, the light that brings the voices of the children. For you I sing, the colors bright, dancing on the rainbow. For you I sing, for you I sing, for you I sing the rainbow.
And this is how I think I felt when I was nursing. I could picture me as the mother. If she had her at home, she'd be singing, "Don't cry."
Yeah.
Don't cry.
Yeah.
What I wanted to do is to be in a nurse and give back to those that need it, as I received the whole 50-some years that I witnessed.
Don't cry, baby, give me a smile. Your mama will be here in a little while. Don't cry, baby, I love you so. Let's go to sleep, let's go. Don't cry, baby, give me a smile. Your mama will be here in a little while. Don't cry, baby, I love you so. Let's go to sleep, let's go. To a place that's soft and sweet, lay down your sleepy head, right where the angels meet, at the foot of your bed. So don't cry, baby, give me a smile. Your mama will be here in a little while. Don't cry, baby, I love you so. Let's go to sleep, let's go. Don't cry, baby, give me a smile. Your mama will be here in a little while. Don't cry, baby, I love you so. Let's go to sleep, let's go. There's a place that's safe and warm, rock-a-bye, baby, bye. Soon you'll be in mama's arms, so close those sleepy eyes. Don't cry, baby, give me a smile. Your mama will be here in a little while. Don't cry, baby, I love you so. Let's go to sleep, let's go. Don't cry, baby, give me a smile. Your mama will be here in a little while. Don't cry, baby, I love you so. Let's go to sleep, let's go. Let's go to sleep, let's go. Let's go to sleep, let's go.
Thank you.